Right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Manoj Pillai. I am the Franchise Development Manager with InXpress India. A very warm welcome to everyone for joining us on a Friday morning. Really appreciate those who have joined before time. And for you guys, I am also starting this webinar right on time. It's 11 a.m. right now. We're going to spend another 60 minutes going through detailed aspects about InXpress franchise business today. During this presentation, we will 40 minutes will 45 minutes will be presentation. We will have the last 15 or 20 minutes for answering all your questions. So don't shy away from asking questions. However, I would request you to park your questions for the end of the presentation. If you have a pressing question, feel free to use the chat box. Please enter your questions in the chat box. I have my team actively supporting me who can help you answer your question on an immediate basis. I have access to the chat box, so even I can answer those questions for you. With that, I will begin with my presentation. I hope everyone's comfortable with the ongoing language, English. If not, please quickly use the chat box and type in Hindi. I can do this presentation in English or Hindi, whatever is comfortable for my participants today. I have a quick video which I want to start with. Kindly enjoy this video. It's a 1-minute video. In the meantime, use the text box, chat box to put in your preference. Please enjoy the video.
What if I told you there's a company that combines first-class shipping with world-class service? At InXpress, we work hard to make sure we are that company. When it comes to shipping goods across the globe, we're on another level. Maybe you want to ship bike helmets, Chinese cat dolls, or coffee beans. It doesn't matter. We pride ourselves on working with businesses of all shapes and sizes. Let us take care of the logistics for you. We connect your business with world-class shipping carriers to ensure great discounts and stick with you throughout the process, from start to finish. We put in the hard yards to make sure that our customers can handle anything that gets in their way. Nothing beats face-to-face service, and our team of experts stay in contact with you every step of the way. You want to ship once a day, twice a day, 100 times a day. It doesn't matter. We've got you covered. After switching to InXpress, a quarter of our customers save up to 25% on their annual shipping fees. Make the change. Treat yourself.
Oh my gosh, are you Ryan Reynolds?
Can Ryan Reynolds guarantee you shipping discounts? I didn't think so.
All right. I hope you all enjoyed that video, a 1-minute video. This was one of our first commercial, and in fact, it received wide appreciation, about 1 million views on YouTube. And I hope it gives a gist about the business, about InXpress. No, as the video said, we help businesses of all sizes. We are a consultant who helps small businesses. You will learn more about it as we move across the presentation today. But before we jump into the business model, I want to give you a brief background about InXpress as an organization. It's a global organization with a global footprint. It is a UK-based company. We started our business in 1999 in UK, which happens to be our global headquarters and also one of our regional office. For Europe and Africa, we have a regional office which is in UK and Europe. For America and Canada, we have a regional office in Utah, Salt Lake City, in USA. And for India and 6 other countries in the Asia Pacific region, we have our regional office, our third regional office, which is situated in Brisbane, Australia. Today, we have an active network of more than 450 plus franchisees across 14 different countries. This is not just a number, 450. This talks about the company's experience in supporting entrepreneurs like yourself, budding entrepreneur, existing business owner looking for diversification. We are we have great experience. We have rich experience in the industry and great experience even managing and helping franchise owners to set up their business and scale their business, which also reflects in our financial strength. It is a company with good financial stability. We do good business. It's a profitable organization. It is a debt-free organization. In fact, about 3 years ago in 2020, there was a strategic investment into the company by a New York-based venture capitalist firm by the name Hudson Hill Capital. Hudson Hill Capital made a strategic investment. Currently, they own about 75% of this company. The balance 25% of ownership is with the global CEOs and also some with the original founders who are still part of the board and actively involved in the business expansion. A fun fact, through InXpress, we send about one shipment every 5 seconds. In fact, that number has come down to 4 seconds. We have not updated the slide as fast as we move shipments. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can do the math. It's been 5 minutes into this presentation, and every 5 seconds, so there is quite a few dozen shipments have already moved through InXpress ecosystem. You can see all the countries that we are present in the below timeline. Now, if you look at 2011, that is when we entered the Indian market, and that is what you and me we are interested in because we are going to do business here in India. Now, when we came into India, obviously this was a new geography for InXpress. We wanted a local partner who could help us, guide us with the geography, with the business sentiments, etc. And that is why we appointed a master franchisee for whole of India. This was a Delhi-based company. Under this master franchisee, we soon started appointing unit franchisees starting from 2013, and it brings me a lot of joy to share with you that my first franchisee from 2013 is still part of the network. Not just my first, my third, my fifth, it is a long-term business opportunity. And not just in India, across the globe, we've got franchisees who are as old as this company in those particular geographies. And we are very proud of that fact. However, in 2017, the company decided that we don't want to be dependent on a third-party master franchisee, especially for supporting our franchise owners. And that is why the management decided to take a direct entry into India, and we established InXpress India Private Limited in 2017, and we moved our base to Mumbai. Currently, I have 71 active franchisees in India. This is including my latest franchisee that I signed this very morning before coming to this webinar, our latest franchisee from Kochi in Kerala. So that is my 71st franchisees, and we are expecting to have 2 or 3 franchisees before we close this 2023 year. It's been a great year for us. All my franchisees, they cater to nearly 1,000 active monthly customers, contributing to nearly 4 crores in average billing every single month. Last year, in the year 2022, entire year, we had 15 franchisees who made more than 20 lakh rupees in gross profits. I had 6 franchisees who made between 50 lakhs and 95 lakh rupees in gross profits. Last year was fabulous because we have our first franchisee to cross the 1 crore milestone. Now, what is fabulous about this numbers is not the amount of money they are making, but the operating expense. Any other line of business, if you want to make 50 lakh rupees of gross profit, you will have at least 1.52 crores of working capital, inventory, etc. But in our business, the operating expense is too very low, which you will learn shortly. I can see in the messages, Godwin, the volume is too low. I hope that's not the case for everyone. My team is giving me a thumbs up with the volume. So Mr. Godwin, please check your system. And thanks for that input. InXpress India, as I said, was registered in 2017. And ever since, it's been an upward trajectory for the company. We've been growing year on year at a steady pace. 2021 been an exceptional time. We did an exceptional growth during that exceptional time. I would like to remind you, this was that unfortunate COVID period where it was unfortunate time. I don't want to expand on that, but for anybody in the logistics industry, it was not that unfortunate. People in logistics industry made money. That being said, not everybody grew by 100%. We grew by 100%, and I would say there are three factors contributing to this amazing growth in 2021. Number one, the systems and processes that we have built over the last 2 decades. Yes, during bad time, what is going to help you, what is going to help you bounce back is a well designed, improved systems and processes. Number two reason was my principal carrier partner. This is the big reveal. My principal carrier partner is DHL, the world's largest carrier partner. If you look at the top three carrier companies in the world, it is DHL, FedEx, UPS. All of them are great companies. They contribute to 90% of the global market. They control 90% of the global logistics market. While the number two, number three, FedEx and UPS, they had their call center shut for a week. They could not figure out networks to move shipment for about 7 to 10 days. DHL, being the market leader, started their operations within 36 hours, which enabled my franchisees to start their business within 36 hours of the first Janta curfew announcements during the COVID time. And of course, the franchise network was the third biggest reason for this growth. We were not dependent on branch managers and employees working from home, but on a network of entrepreneurs with the fire in their bellies who were working towards achieving the goal. And we did not, 2022 market was correcting itself, but we did not let that momentum go. Even in 2022, we grew by more than 50%. Of course, in terms of absolute numbers, the company is doing very good. It is growing not just in India, but globally. But what is humbling and what is more exciting for us is the recognition that we get from the peers in our industry and overall in the franchising fraternity. We are 100% franchise business. Our entire business comes from the franchise network, and it is good when we are recognized for our business model and the efforts that we make. It is a award winning business model. For those who are not familiar with the Global Franchise Award, simply put, this is the Oscars of the franchising industry. It holds a similar prestige in the industry. And we were the Global Franchise Champion in 2021. We've been winning the white collar category award for the consecutively last 3 to 4 years. We were also the finalists this year. We could not make the end, but yeah, it still holds some sort of bragging rights. Elite franchisee, we are always amongst the top 5, top 10 elite franchise opportunity. What is fascinating about this is, now look at the top 5 elite franchisees. This would be Domino's, Subway, McDonald's, and InXpress amongst them. What is fascinating is that these brands, McDonald's, Subway, while they have the biggest franchise network in the world, these are also B2C brand, consumer brand. Your kids, a 5-year-old child would know about McDonald's and Subway. But in Express, we are a B2B business, business to business. We work in the shadows. Irrespective of that fact, we are amongst the well-known franchise opportunities globally. We spoke about DHL earlier being the number one in the industry. We are the number one partner for the number one carrier in the industry, which means if you decide to become an InXpress franchisee, if InXpress decides to offer you a franchisee, you become the number one partner of the number one carrier in this evergreen logistics industry. Talking about my carrier partners, DHL is not my only carrier partner. Along with DHL, I have Aramex and Blue Dart. So DHL is my principal carrier, as I have been repeating. DHL and InXpress, we go a long way back. All the 14 countries, wherever we operate with DHL. DHL is one common carrier across geography. In addition to DHL, we will have multiple carriers in all the geographies, whatever carriers are available in those particular countries. In India, when we started with DHL in 2013. 2016-17, we started with Blue Dart for domestic express shipment. By the way, express shipment means expedited shipments. These are typically fast shipment, airbound shipments, and these are typically couriers and parcels, half kg, 10 kg, 50, 70, less than 100 kg normally. Occasionally, you will also see 400, 500, or maybe a ton, 1 ton shipment through express, which is occasional. The regular everyday express shipment would be less than 100 kg or less than 50 kg. So we started domestic express with Blue Dart, both air shipments as well as roadways. Domestic shipments contributes to only 10% of our overall volumes and less than 5% of our revenues, which means my bread and butter is essentially international express shipment. DHL was there from 2013. 2023, we completed 10 years in India. Business is stabilized, corona, covid, everything is gone. Business is ripe, market is ripe for growth, and that is why we are in a mode of expanding our carriers and product options. And in efforts of growing our business, we added our latest carrier partner Aramex in the month of February 2023, this year, earlier this year in February. We started express shipment with Aramex. So DHL and Aramex both doing international express shipment for us, both import as well as exports. We do documents as well as parcels. We do parcels of all type, whether it is sample shipments of 2 kilo, 5 kg, a commercial shipment of a few hundred kgs, and to a certain extent, we also help international e-commerce customer, cross-border global e-commerce customers. As recent as this Independence Day, this year, August, sorry, we started two products, which is international freight and temperature control logistics. We have a lot of customers in the pharma segment in the express category, but there are some pharma components or products or requirements, biological specimens, blood sample, or certain chemicals or medicines which has to be moved in a controlled environment. So you need those temp control logistics solution. So we have that now. Freight is the bigger shipments, 1 ton, 40 ton, 100,000 ton. We can move everything by air freight and sea freight. So currently InXpress is poised to take care of all sort of customer requirements. So that's a little bit about our products and services. We'll definitely discuss more when we catch up on a one-on-one call after this webinar. Moving to our business model, it is a very simple business model. Normally, when you think about logistics, people think courier. I have to do pickup delivery. No, this is a consulting business opportunity. This is a white collar business opportunity where my franchisees do not touch a single package. They don't invest in truck and tempos. They don't invest in warehouse. My carriers do pickup and delivery and everything in between, including custom clearance. Door-to-door service. You don't have to pick up the shipment and forward it to DHL. DHL, Aramex, Blue Dart, trucks and tempos will directly go to the customer's doorstep, pick it up from somewhere in India and deliver it to Germany, Russia, wherever in the world. And vice versa, pick it up from Russia and bring it to India if it is an import shipment. So entire fulfillment activity, door-to-door pickup and delivery, everything in between is managed by the carrier. Then what is your responsibility as an InXpress franchise? An InXpress franchise owner primarily focuses on acquiring new customers and maintaining good professional relationships with them. Sales and customer service, that's the primary responsibility of the franchise. InXpress as a brand will take care of complete backend activity for you, whether it is invoicing, billing, operations, collections, etc., everything. See, in a business owner has to take care of multiple things, sales being one, the operations, accounting, collections, there's so many things. But this is a franchise business. This is a fully supported franchise business. So while you should have an eye on everything, you don't have to spend time in managing those things, because InXpress Franchise Support Center will give you those support. We will speak about the InXpress support in more details towards the end of the presentation. This slide, I wanted to give you an overview about the business model. Once again, it is a tri-party arrangement. The franchisee, you will manage the front end, adding customer, maintaining relationship. InXpress will manage the back end for you, invoicing, operations, collections, everything. And the carrier will take care of the fulfillment, pickup, delivery. That's the simple business model. Technology is a big part of this business. We have invested hundreds of millions in dollars into technology. We have all these platforms are proprietary soft platforms, starting with InXpress University. As the name indicates, it is something to do with training and development, learning and development. Please note, InXpress University is a platform which is provided in addition to the training and handholding that we do with you. So you and your team will have complete access to InXpress University 24/7 so that you can learn, relearn, upskill yourself with the knowledge and skills required to be successful in this line of business. And in general, learn soft skills which will help you be a successful entrepreneur in general. Coming to the main software, Webship Plus and XMS. These are two platforms that you will be using on a daily basis. Both of them are proprietary. Both of them are web-based software, SaaS-based platforms. So you don't need to download anything. You need a web browser, an internet connection, and you have access to this very powerful cloud-based softwares. Webship Plus is a front-end software, as in a customer-facing software. All the customers that you acquire will have access to Webship Plus. They will have their own login credentials. Webship Plus empowers the customer to do everything required to fulfill their logistics requirement, whether it is comparing quotations or booking a shipment, whether it is scheduling a pickup time or tracking the shipment, whether it is ordering packaging material or looking at past invoices. The customer has complete control, whether it is international or domestic shipment. A single platform takes care of their entire logistics requirement. Webship Plus is also connected with the carrier backend softwares, whether it is DHL or Blue Dart. So as soon as a customer books a shipment, schedules a pickup time, the notification goes to my carrier because there is an API integration between my software and the carrier software. So the carrier team will come and do the pickup. You don't have to send a manual request to the carrier. Everything is automated. We spoke about global e-commerce customers earlier. My platform has integration capabilities with popular e-commerce websites like Amazon.com, eBay, Shopify, etc., so that those global e-commerce customers, they can make their order fulfillment completely automated. Webship Plus is also integrated with XMS. XMS is InXpress Management System. This is the backend platform. This is a tool. This is a dashboard. This is an analytical platform that we provide to our franchise owner for them to manage their business easily and effectively. XMS will give you not only give you macro level information, but also micro level information about your company, about your franchise unit, so that you can take actionable decision based on those information. You want to know about where are you making the most amount of money, whether it is import, whether it is export, whether it is international or domestic. Who's generating business for you? Your employee A, employee B, employee C. Where did you make the most amount of money in Q1, Q4, 2022, 2024? You can view everything. XMS is also integrated with Microsoft Power BI reporting. So you will see very very aesthetically good reports, which are not only aesthetic but also functional. You will see pies, charts. You can see everything. Where are you making more money, whether in half kg shipment or 50 kg shipment? Where are your customers shipping to US or to China? What are the top 10 import lanes? What are the top 10 exports lanes? All information are at your fingertip. Without information, you cannot make decision in your business. Information is start or the prerequisites to make actionable decision, and XMS will give you those information in a very nice, presentable way, easy to understand way. That being said, XMS is only useful once you have your customer. Until then, it is an empty dashboard. right? So let us look at who's our customer target audience. So what I've done in this slide, it is a very important slide. I have divided the market into 4 different segments. Ultimate target, who contribute to 50% of the logistic users in the market. Super target, who contributes to 18% of the logistic users in the market. And similarly, enterprise and large enterprise. Let us take a closer look. Starting with ultimate target. Ultimate target is my primary target audience. It is an ideal InXpress customer, which means half of India is an ideal InXpress customer. Who's an ultimate target? Ultimate target is a small business owner, a MSME or an SME, who's spending about 30,000-40,000 rupees per month to fulfill their logistics. Now, if you remember earlier, I told 95% of my business is international shipment. That is my bread and butter. And when you become an InXpress franchisee, you are expected to focus on customers with international shipping requirement. You can do domestic on the side, but the main money will come from international. So in context of international shipment, 35,000 rupees equates to one shipment. Or if it is small parcels, very small parcels, maximum of 3, 4, 5 parcels, not more than that. Somebody who's sending 3 or 5 shipments a month is not eligible to go directly to carriers like DHL, FedEx, or UPS, because these carriers require minimum 15-20 shipments to open a business trading account. Well, if not 15-20, minimum 10. People can negotiate with the carriers. They need at least 9 or 10 shipments a month. If not, they don't have access to them. So normally these customers are dependent on a local wholesaler, a local co-loader. And in this particular segment, 95% of the time we are price competitive. But please understand, they are not my number one target audience because I am price competitive. Well, it is a good thing, but they are my number one target audience because I am in a position to give them a superior service. You ask how? See, normally what happens when they are working with a wholesaler, the wholesaler will pick up the shipment, but they will not forward it to DHL on the same day. What the wholesaler will do is pick up shipment from one customer, 2 customer, 10 customer. In the next couple of days, they will pick up as many shipments as possible and then place a bulk order to the carrier so that they get a better rate. But the customer does not gain anything out of it. The customer just loses on time. On the other hand, when they work with InXpress, because we are a global company, we have different agreements with the carrier. What we do is we open a direct carrier account for our customers with zero volume commitment. So a small customer like who's sending 3-4 shipments has direct doorstep access to DHL, the same level of service that DHL is giving to a Tata or a Raymond. That is the benefit. And of course, we are price competitive as well. Then the super target. Super target is somebody who's spending 70,000-80,000 rupees a month. Mr. Jitendra, yes, we have capability with a few of them which you have mentioned, but not all of them. I'll address that question towards the end. Super target is somebody spending 80,000 rupee a month. Now somebody spending 80-90,000, which means 9, 10, 12 shipments a month. They are eligible for carrier services. However, for the carriers, they are entry-level customer. While they have access to carrier, they don't have access to preferential pricing. But we pass on maximum discounts to them. And that is why even if the carriers come into the competition, 3 out of 4 customers, which is 75%, 3 out of 4 customers will still come to InXpress if pricing was an issue. The story will change in the enterprise segment. Enterprise segment, these are customers who spend about 1 lakh rupee per month. All the carrier, all the wholesalers, everybody is interested in servicing this customer, especially the carriers. And when the carriers, they themselves start passing on discounts, obviously we cannot match it all the time. And that is why my price competitiveness have come down to 25%, which means 1 out of 4 customers. But this one customer is a big customer, right? So I make healthy margins and revenues from them. Large enterprises are the Tatas and the Raymonds and the Reliances of the world. I have zero business in this category because these are large enterprises which are typically handled directly by the carrier. Basically, in Express, we are targeting 78% of businesses which spend less than a lakh rupee. Ultimate target, super target, enterprise customer. Enterprise customer, I will have reasonable amount of competition. But super target and ultimate target, this is my comfort zone. This is my playground is enterprise to ultimate. My comfort zone is ultimate and super target. I hope that gives you a better perspective about my target audience. Moving on to the financials of this business, this is a franchise business. Unlike all other franchise business, we have a franchisee fee to begin with. The franchisee fee of this award-winning franchise opportunity is just rupees 9 lakh rupees, 18% GST. So 10 lakh 62,000 is a capital investment that you will be making towards the franchise fee. This is a non-refundable franchise fee and has to be paid at the time of signing the agreement. The tenure of the agreement is pretty standard to the industry again, which is a 5-year agreement. After 5 years, you can renew the agreement by paying 50% of the franchise fee. Please note, not 50% of 9 lakh rupees, but 50% of the ongoing franchise fee at the time of signing renewal, which means if you sign the agreement today in 2028, the franchise fee could be 10 or 11 lakh rupees, and I'm 100% it will increase, right? So I'm not going to say my franchise fee is going to be remaining 9 lakh rupees, because in the next 5 years I will have more carrier options. My business is growing, the industry is growing, there would be more value in this business. So you can estimate about 5.5-6 lakh rupees as your renewal cost. Now comes the best part, the operating expense. It is very low, extremely low compared to most businesses. System and technology fees. Now we already have softwares. We don't have to buy softwares. We have already built industry leading softwares, but those softwares require maintenance. So $52 per month for the softwares, Webship Plus, XMS, irrespective of number of customers who are using Webship Plus, irrespective of how many employees are using XMS, no problem. It is a fixed cost, $52 per month. CRM software. I did not show you the CRM because it is not an in-house CRM. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are so many good CRMs in the market. We use a third-party CRM. It costs us $15 per month. Both is put together $67, which is approximately 5,200 rupees or 5,000 rupees per month. So 12 months, about 60, 65, maximum 70,000 rupees. What is 65,000 rupees in today's time? It is just 1 month rent, even in a tier 2 city. So if you're running a quick service restaurant, a salon, or whatever business, in 1 month rent, in InXpress business, your 1 year of operating expenses is taken care of. And that is why I said earlier, people making 50 lakh, 80 lakh, in my business, the operating expense, it is not a cash burning business. This is a fixed expense which will start from the first month of operation. There is a variable expense which is airway bill. For people who are not aware of what is an airway bill is a paper that you see in your parcel when you order online. There's a document on top of it. Basically, airway bill is a document which has all the information for the product to move from point A to point B. Very simply. To generate an airway bill, there is a technical fees which goes to the carrier companies, which is mentioned on the screen for you to refer. This is a variable fees. This will start only when your customer starts sending a shipment. Your airway bill expenses going up. Your airway bill expenses, when it is increasing, it is a positive sign. It means there is more shipment in the business. It means your business is growing. But end of the day, it is an expense. So to give you an estimation, in your initial year, it will be a few hundred rupees or maybe a couple of thousand. That's about it. In the long run, to give you an estimation, the bigger franchises, my top performing franchises, 80, 90, 1 crore gross profit, those franchisees, they spend about 8 to 10,000 rupees a month on their airway bill. That's about it. So which means even for at that level, after 5 years or after 7 years, when your business is very big, point number 3 and 4 put together is less than 15-20,000 rupees a month. So it is not a cash burning business. That's the investment part of it. Now let us look the income part of the business. Now suppose customer wants to send a shipment, and we make money when customer sends shipments. Now suppose the customer wants to send a shipment and the market tariff price, the retail price, which means you must have seen a DHL Blue Dot outlet in your city. If you go to that counter, the rate offered at the counter is called as the tariff price. And suppose for this particular shipment, the tariff price is 20,000. So if the customer goes to the counter, the customer has to pay 20,000. InXpress being a preferred partner, the largest carrier partner, DHL partner, we get minimum 50% discount and maximum 70% discount. 50 to 70% discount is what we get. I've taken a minimum discount example. So we get 10,000. We have to pay 10,000 to DHL. So you as an InXpress franchisee can decide the selling price, how much you want to offer to the customer. So obviously you will offer something between 10 and 20,000, 12,000, 15,000, 14,000, depending on the volume and depending on your relationship with the customer. So in this example, I have taken an example of 13,000. So this is our revenue. This is what the customer will pay you. And who's going to decide this 13,000, 15,000? You are going to decide. You have the authority. So 13,000 the customer pays, 10,000 we pay to DHL. We make a gross profit of 3,000 rupees. Gross profit or gross margin. Normally, you would see royalty in franchise business, which is a percentage of the sales. So normally the brand will take a percentage of the sales as a royalty. Irrespective of your profit is 10 rupees or 0 rupees, the brand always make money. But in our case, we do business in profit sharing. A 70-30 profit sharing, 70% of the profit is for you and 30% will be retained by InXpress. Okay. Once again, gross margin share. Gross margin share of 70-30, 70 for you, 30 for us. What is gross margin? Gross margin is the billing amount, which is the revenue minus the carrier cost. That is the gross profit or the gross margin. Now that is how the money comes in. Now let us see how the money grows. So this is my average, my pan-India average. So the average gross margin earned from one customer in a month is about 39,000 rupees. After paying, so this is the revenue. After paying to the carrier, the gross profit or the gross margin earned from one customer every month is about 9,400 rupees, which is a very healthy 24% gross margin. Now this 9,400 we will split into 70-30, correct? Which will look something like this. So you will make 6,600 from one customer 1 month. 6,600 is your net income after paying to the carrier, after paying to InXpress. So if you have one such customer for 1 year, you make 80,000 rupees, which means 1 year, one customer for 1 year, your operating expenses is sorted. Airway bill, tech fees, CRM, everything is taken care of. If you have 10 such customer, your overall investment is almost recovered. I'm not trying to give you a projection. What I'm trying to communicate is more the customer, more the business. It is directly proportional. You have to focus on acquiring customers. This is a B2B business. You are going to make recurring income. That is the beauty. Every customer is an asset for you because that customer is generating cash flow for you. You keep adding customer and you don't have to worry about I can't handle more customer. My truck is full, my warehouse is full. You don't have to worry. You bring in 10 customer today, 50 tomorrow, 500 in 5 years. You keep growing. You don't have to worry. Let DHL take care of it. And let InXpress help you grow this business. As I said, it is a fully supported franchise model. We'll talk about the training and support. So as soon as you become an InXpress franchisee, you get access to branded stationery, sales collaterals, leaflets, pamphlets, visiting card. You get a complimentary email ID, ashfaq.sheikh@inexpress.com, jitendra.rathi@inexpress.com, meena.mathur, right? santosh.kudale@inexpress.com, sudhir.pai@inexpress.com. You get a InXpress domain email ID. We will also create your website. You will have your own landing page in the InXpress main company page. In our company page, you will have a micro website for yourself. It will have your photograph, it will have your phone number, email ID, inquiry tool. So your prospects can share their inquiries with you, can capture them professionally. We have a 5-day onboarding classroom training for you. You will come to my Mumbai office. We will have 5 days of your onboarding training, which is software training, industry training, process training, sales training. After this 5 days of classroom, you will go back to your respective cities and you will start your business, at that point in time, every week you will have a one-on-one coaching session with an industry expert who has about 15-20 years of industry experience. This person connects with you every single week for a one-on-one coaching. In addition, every Monday you connect on a webinar with your fellow franchisees who are part of the onboarding group, which means who are 12 to 18 months in the system, relatively newer franchisee, so that you can learn from each other's experiences. 1 month into the business, we will come to your city. We will come to Latur, we will come to Lucknow, we will come to Delhi, we will come to Kolkata, wherever you are, we will come to your city. We will walk the talk. Whatever we taught you in the classroom, we will work with you, alongside you in the market. Similarly, we will repeat a field exercise after 90 days again. And we have continuous refresher trainings for you, and that weekly one-on-one coaching continues forever. And the franchise support center is always available to you, irrespective of your scheduled training program. Now, when you start the business, we understand prospecting is the first step to sale, and it is a time-consuming activity. So we will provide you with 500 qualified leads as you start the business. You obviously get access to the software, booking platform, etc. I have an operations team who will take care of logistic consulting, freight consulting, which means, can I send a shipment to Israel right now? Is there some restriction because of the conflict? My customer wants to send chemicals. Is this particular chemical a dangerous or a non-dangerous category? What are the required documents to send this? My operations team will consult you. Goods are stuck in customs. You don't have to worry. My operations team will coordinate with the customs, with the carrier, and give you the solution. You don't have to run about figuring that out. Once the shipment reaches the destination, I also have an in-house accounts team who will take care of billing, invoicing, and give you 100% support in collections. Please note, you are deciding the selling price. You are deciding how much credit to give, when to give, how much rupees to give, how much time to do. You have the control. You are responsible for collections, but we don't want you to spend time in collections. That is why I have a collections team to support you. You get paid every 15 days. Whatever collections are completed, we receive the collected amount from the customer, and there is 2 payout cycle every month. So you don't have to wait till the end of the month. Every 15 days, your 70% of gross margin are in your bank account. So that's about the model. I have a few minutes. I'll just quickly run through. If I compare InXpress with other franchise model, because obviously there are so many opportunities out in the market. Now, most franchise opportunities are B2C, business to consumer. InXpress is a professional B2B business. In other businesses, the investment is high. Why the investment? Because see, every franchise business has a franchisee fee, but in addition to the franchisee fee, there is infrastructure. Table, chair, furniture, machinery, equipment, inventory, depending on the nature of the business. Yes, Ratiji, the answer is yes. In our business, the investment is very low. Only the franchise fee, you buy a laptop, internet connection, you are good to start the business. In other businesses, your overhead is high. You have to pay Rahi. I'm so sorry, Mr. Rahi. In other businesses, the overheads are high. You have to pay rent, salary for 3-4 people from day one. You have to procure inventory, etc., etc. In my business, so you have already seen the overheads is very low. You need an office location. You need a prime location for retail businesses, high rental. In my business, you start working from home. When you have a bigger team, you start alone from your home, maybe hire a telecaller. See, this business is for everyone. For somebody with small budget wants to work from home, or even for those people who have a vision to grow fast and wants to work with a small team. And when you have a small team, you may want to invest in an office, but that office don't have to be on the main road. It could be on a third floor of a commercial building, low rental. restrictive territory. In retail businesses, your customers usually come from a 2 to 5 kilometer radius. In my business, there is no territory limitation. You could be in Jaipur and you can cater to customer in Delhi. That is not possible for a local wholesaler in the logistics industry, because that local wholesaler has a truck tempo warehouse in that city, so they cannot move out of that city. Other businesses, it is transactional revenue. I come to your shop, I eat, pay, go. I come to your shop, I buy a shirt, pay, and go. In my business, once you find a customer, that customer is going to give you business every single month. Other businesses are limited scalability. A restaurant, a halwai might be doing great business. वो कहते हैं ना गल्ला full है, but आगे क्या और कैसे grow करे? How do I grow further? Do I buy the next shop? Do I open a second franchisee in 5 kilometer radius? In my business, you don't have to worry. There is zero serving capacity issue. Even a manufacturer is making this t-shirt. Maybe they can make 1 lakh t-shirt in a month. How do they grow further? It is a capital investment. In my business, there is no such limit. There is no area limitation. There is no serving capacity limitation. It is a business which is an absolute beast when it comes to scalability. Find me a franchise business opportunity. Find me a franchise business opportunity in a 10 to 15 lakh rupees investment range, which has the opportunity to make 50 lakh rupees in gross profit. By the way, 50 lakh rupees is half of my top performing franchisee. And is my top franchisee already at the maturity? Absolutely not. Today he is making 1 crore. In 3 years' time, maybe he will be at 2.5 crores of gross profit. So it is a very, very scalable business in an evergreen model. Every year we have an annual convention. This year, in the coming year 2024, in the month of February, we all are catching up in Pune. This is a photograph from Kerala, Kochi earlier this year. The year before, we were at JW Marriott in Mumbai. So every year, the franchise team, franchise owners, they come together. We have roundtable conference discussions. We also have a lot of fun. There's awards night. We dance. There is cocktail nights. It's a fun training and networking opportunity. As an organization, we also believe in giving back to the society that where we operate. So every year, whichever city we meet for the annual convention, we make sure we go and contribute back to the city in whatever ways possible. This is a small orphanage in Kochi. We spend a lot of time with the kids. We dance, we played football, we sang songs with the little girls there, and we also left back with a lot of gifts and whatever was possible from us. We also believe in recognizing the hardworking franchisees. And while there are incentives for the sales team, the franchisees sales team every month, every year 4 of our top performing franchisees qualify for a fully paid luxurious vacation. This was from the previous year, which was in Phuket. This year franchisees went to Bali. Next year I'm not sure where they'll be sent, but we do recognize. So you could possibly be flying out of the country with your spouse or with your business partner. So that's about the presentation for you. I'm 2 minutes about time, but we still have good 12-15 minutes to address your questions. So we've just completed the presentation, but that's not all about it. Investing into a franchise business, it's a big decision. We understand that. And that is why we are going to take you through this process. This is a well-structured process for you to investigate whether this is the right fit for you. It may be an award-winning franchise business, but is this the right opportunity for you? That's the important question. And we will help you figure that out by giving you all the information in a very structured format. My name is Manoj, my colleague Ninad. Both of us, our phone numbers are on the screen. You could call us after this webinar, or our team will call you sometime today or in the coming week on Monday to schedule one-on-one sessions with you. We will shortly put out our contact numbers also in the chat box for you to copy. I am open for taking your questions now. I'll start with the questions in the chat box, and in the meantime, feel free to unmute and have a dialogue. Happy to answer. Which international e-commerce platform do we have tie-up with? So see, e-commerce, it is a work in progress product for us. We are currently in US, UK, we've been already using. In India, we have recently introduced. So we have Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and few others. I'll have to refer to my operations team to give you a detailed list of all the platforms. So we have about more than half a dozen platforms that we can integrate with. But I'll be happy to share those list offline with you. As it's a virtual business, can Jitendraji's next question, as it's a virtual business, can a franchise source business from any city, any region? Yes, anywhere within India. My customer is a Indian business owner, so they have a GST. If they are into import export, they will have a IEC, import export code. So anywhere within India. Uh, Next question, Mr. Dito, will you provide client leads for non-metropolitan cities? So, as I said during my presentation, during your initial days, we will provide you with 500 qualified leads. When I say qualified leads, these are leads of businesses with IEC, import-export code. We will procure these leads and procure these leads from in and around your city. So if you're in a non-metro city, we will keep that as a center and we will provide leads from that city moving outwards. Do you have any provision to connect Indian small e-commerce portals also? No, not really, but we are currently working on something called as a GSP, a global system project, which is a project to upgrade all our systems, Webship Plus and all the other internal systems that we use. It is underway. We have introduced something earlier this week in Australia. So on our Webship platform, in the backend, we have put a new software which is called as MacShip, which allows us to connect. It's an open API platform which allows us to connect with other platforms as well. It is not rolled out in India, but soon it will be. It is part of the GSP project. It will take some time, Minaji, but that is something that we can do in the future. Currently, the answer is no. Any other question? Feel free to unmute yourself. We can also talk on this call. I'm happy to talk to you guys. Any other question? Dito, Minaji, Jitendraji, Mr. Kumaran, Santoshji. If no questions, we will definitely be connecting with you all one-on-one. We'll be sending out messages to check your interest to proceed ahead in this 8-step process. We are muted. Oh, thank you for letting us know. Okay, I've just allowed you to unmute yourself. That was very silly of me. Thank you, Jitendraji. You've been allowed to unmute yourself.
Thanks, Manoj. Very, very informative. And well, I have asked the question that I had to ask, but maybe others may have some questions.
Sure thing. Thank you so much, Jitendraji. Vishwanathji, I see that you have unmuted yourself. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm unmuted right now.
Yes, sir.
Sir, how do we acquire the customers? We straight away we have to go to the companies and market ourselves as we are for representative of InXpress like that, or what kind? In what way?
That is correct, and that's a great question. Straight to the main thing: how do we find customer? Because that's how you make money. So, customer acquisition, there are multiple ways. It could be through telecalling. It could be through physical meetings. It could be a combination of both. What should be the ratio? 80% physical sales or 20% telecalling, or the other way around. It depends on your personal working style, which suits you better, which you're comfortable with, and what yields you the better results. That being said, we do both. And yes, you go out, meet with people, or speak to them over the phone. You understand that you represent yourself as a logistic consultant, freight consultant from InXpress. Why from InXpress? Because that will help you build your credibility. Because when the customer asks who's InXpress, I've not heard about InXpress. You say, sir, I understand you have not heard about InXpress, but we happen to be the world's #1 DHL reseller. I can help you solve some problems about your shipments. I'm not sure if I can solve your problems, but we can figure out if, and then we start building rapport with them. We ask questions about their requirement. We understand what's good in their business in terms of their logistics. We understand what is their challenges, and then we give them a solution which can add value to their business. So we do consultative sales, and we will be passing on this skill to you during the 5-day classroom training and during the field sales visits that we do with you. Now, we are not looking for people with prior logistics experience, or we are not looking for some sales guru. Well, if they have those experiences, it is always welcome. But if you don't have those experiences, don't worry. We've been doing this for a long time and we have a proven training methodology. All we are looking for is good learning attitude, and your time is very, very important in this business. I hope that answers your question, Vishwanath ji.
Yes, sir. And does it have any area limit? Like, so I
No,
stay
sir,
in
there is
Bangalore.
no area limitation. You are in
Okay.
Bangalore, find customers in Bangalore, find pharma customers in Hyderabad, find textile customers in Tirupur, find handicraft customers in Jaipur, no problem.
Okay. So being here, my route can be anywhere in India or in the world.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick question from the chat in the meantime. Do you have any limit for number of franchise owners per city? Very interesting question. Uh, I don't have any limit on paper, but in my mind, yes. So a city like Mumbai or Delhi, which is gold mine for import export, I will have maybe 20 franchisees, 25 franchisees. I already have 20 franchisees in the, not in Delhi, but the entire NCR region. I have only 7 franchises in Mumbai. I'm willing to add more. I have one in Indore. I am willing to have more franchises in Indore, but I will definitely not have 10 franchises in city like Indore. I will maybe stop after 2 or 3 franchises. Have I written it down somewhere in my agreement? No. Will I add more franchises in same area? Yes. Do I have a limit? Not on paper, but we are sensitive about how many franchises to offer in a region depending on the potential of that city. Okay, and how well the existing franchises are performing. If I have a franchisee in a X location and the franchisee is not involved in the business, I will definitely be eager to appoint a new franchisee in that area. So I hope, Mr. Sheikh, that helps answers your question. Jitendra ji, I see your hands up. Before that, I'm going to go to Dito because you've been unmuted for a while.
Yeah, Mr. Manoj. Actually, my question is, what if Tier 2 cities doesn't have much manufacturing or exporting business in the cities? What kind of business I will get help? Or in case from my location, if I get a client in a distance of 100 or 80 kilometers in distance, if I want a support from the sales team, will they come and convince the customer to make the tie-ups? How it is? Will they give a support?
Okay, so I'll take the first question for second question first about the
Yeah.
sales support. So see, sales, it's a reseller business model. The primary responsibility of the franchisee is to handle the complete sales cycle, right from identifying, prospecting, negotiating, and closing. The entire responsibility lies with the franchisee. However, in the initial days, we understand this is a business model where there is a lot of handholding required. So we are happy to jump on a call, get on a conference call. This is something that my business coach does very frequently with the newer franchisees, because those sort of handholding is required. They might not be proficient to handle customer objections smoothly in the initial days. In terms of going and meeting a customer, that involves cost for me, my business coach, to travel to your city. So it cannot be done on an ad hoc basis. However, during your scheduled field visit, that is something that we definitely will be doing. Now, if you are in a tier 2 city, you are in a non-metro city where there is, the opportunity is also less in terms of number of importers, exporters, we can arrange your field visit in a nearby city, right? So that 3 days of field visits that we do every that visit, the first visit which happens after the end of first month, it is a 3-day field visit exclusively with you. We can arrange in a nearby metro city or whatever 80 kilometer 100 the cities that was in your mind. So that's the answer. And I sort of, so I hope I answered both the questions, right?
Yeah, you answered it. So my
Got it.
one more question. My city is connected to other two three cities. If I get which is near to Andhra Pradesh. So if I
Okay.
get a client from Andhra Pradesh, will it be
Okay.
added? It will be added in my franchise. How it is? What if a new
Yes,
franchise is
yes, yes,
coming
of
in
course.
the same location? Because the state
So
makes
you
the
don't have
difference.
to worry about it. So customers are protected. See, while we have a first of all very close knit franchise network. Our franchisees speak to each other. We are probably the only franchise brand. When I go to a franchise exhibition, my franchise owners from those cities come and sit at my stall, talking to prospects like yourself and promoting InXpress business. That is something that is very rare and unique. That being said, I also have my backend system is also transparent. You can see how other fellow franchisees are performing. How much did the other franchisee, how many new customers did they acquire? How much revenue did they generate? What gross margin percentage are they performing at? All this system is very transparent. However, customer level information is highly protected. Not only it is protected, but also safeguarded from other franchisees, so that once you acquire a customer, it is logged into your franchise unit, it is mapped with your unit. And by mistake, if a franchisee goes to your customer, picks up their KYC document, when they upload it on the system will throw an error. In fact, my operations team will inform ki, hey, this franchisee already exists with us, and the franchisee who's mapped with the customer will be notified, hey, your customer is fishing for rates. Not only it is protected within the network, but also with my carriers. I am not a normal wholesaler. I am the world's largest DHL partner, and I have an anti-poaching policy even with my carrier. So even if the carrier sales team goes to your customers are still protected, because my systems are integrated with DHL systems. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. So I'll go back to Jitendra ji.
One final question. When we are approaching some of the exporters and others, the consignment sizes would be huge. Is there some kind of a calculator or a tool provided where we can actually use that to kind of make an estimation on what would be the cost?
Absolutely. Thanks for that question. Yes, my platform Webship Plus. By the way, Webship Plus is a front-end software. As I said, customer have access to Webship Plus. You can create a customer profile on XMS. You can upload a rate card. It is an half an hour activity, for one-time activity for every customer. You set up a customer profile. The customer can access Webship Plus. The customer will put the shipment weight, the dimension of the shipment, where to pick it up from, where is the delivery point. Based on all this information, the system itself will give them the rate. You can do it for the customers, or the customer can do it themselves. So you don't have to spend a lot of time in booking and servicing the customer on a day-to-day basis. That being said, yes, there will be some 20% customer who will say, अरे मेरे पास system नहीं है, मेरे पास manpower नहीं है. I will send you the requirement on WhatsApp or email. So yes, there are tools wherein you can put in the information. It will give you the rate card, and no, it will give you those rates and your profits and everything. So there is a rate calculator, offline rate calculator, and a system integrated rate calculator, both available to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome. I am coming to the few other questions in the chat. Does CHA part or exim business comes under the scope of work for InXpress? Yes, sir. What we offer is, the customer does not have to have a different CHA. For people who do not know, the CHA, a custom a clearing house agent. Our carriers can take care of that themselves. So whatever money they're giving to a CHA, you give the money to my carrier, and my carrier will get it done. So it is one-stop solution for them. Okay, what's the expected ROI for an average franchise owner? So the typical ROI, or rather the break-even point, is 12 to 18 months in this business. I have kept a 6 months buffer. Why? It will depend. Are you going to work alone from your house? Then maybe 15 to 18 months. Or are you going to work with a telecaller or a sales executive? Are you going to seek help, or are you going to be self-employed versus are you going to be a business owner? That's the difference. So that will determine whether you're going to break even in 12 to 15 months or 15 to 18 months. So normally by that time, people recover. The worst case scenario that we have seen is people recover in 2 years time. And this is purely dependent on the involvement, because some franchises are not as involved as others, and that reflects in their ROI, break-even period, and all of those things. Okay, So we are 3 minutes over time. I will take one last question if anybody has anything. If not, we are going to close this call and we will connect with you offline on a one-on-one sessions. Okay, I think there are no other questions. So thank you everybody for joining this call. I really appreciate your patient listening and all the questions that you have asked. We will be soon connecting with you by today or latest by Monday. We'll be connecting you. Our contact numbers are on the screen and also in the chat box. I will give you a quick 30 seconds to scroll in the chat box and copy our contact number if you're eager to reach us before we reach back to you. So my name is Manoj Pillai. I'm signing off for the day. Once again, thank you so very much. 30 seconds for you to copy our numbers and you could drop off the call. I'll be disconnecting the call shortly. Our contact numbers are put in the chat box for you to copy. Thank you, everyone.